Lesson 6. Experience in Japan. I first went to Japan when I was 12 years old. Before I went to Japan, I didn't know the country very well. I had seen some samurai movies, so I thought people were still fighting with swords there. When my father told me that we were going to Japan for our vacation, I was a little bit scared. When we arrived at Narita International Airport, I was very surprised that everything was modern. There were no samurais with swords, and people wore Western clothes. We took a bus to downtown Tokyo. Everything I saw through the bus window was quite different from what I had expected. There were many concrete buildings and a lot of cars. After arriving at the hotel in the evening, we took a walk outside and went to a train station. After a train arrived, crowds of people rushed out like buffaloes, so we had to hold hands so we wouldn't lose each other. I had never seen such a lot of people walking at the same time, so I was very surprised. Although it was a hot summer day, most people wore suits and neckties. They looked very busy and walked very fast. During our stay, we went to many places in Tokyo, such as Asakusa, Shinjuku, and Akihabara. There were a lot of people everywhere, and the roads were always crowded with cars. Although the sightseeing was interesting, I was very tired after several days, and I wanted to come back very much. When we arrived back in Iowa, I felt very happy that I was born here.
Lesson 7. University. Why do you go to a university? In countries such as Japan and the United States, many high school students go on to a university, but many of them can't answer this question well. There are some students who answer, "Because my parents told me to do so." This is not a good answer because university education is not for their parents, but for themselves. Before you leave high school, you acquire basic knowledge in all subjects. This might be enough to do simple work, or just do what your boss says. But if you want to create something interesting, or to change society, you will need much more than the basic knowledge you acquired in high school. Kevin learned law in university, and he's now a lawyer. He works hard every day to help handicapped people. He uses law to help them get a good job. His father was a handicapped person, and he decided to study law in university to help people like his father. Takeo learned English in university, and he is now an interpreter who works for the government. He decided to study English in university because he wanted to know more about the world and to make friends with many people all around the world. His dream now is to make the world a more peaceful place. There are many things you can learn in university. You can freely choose what you are going to study. The important thing is that you have a future dream to chase.